Hi everybody, this video is going to show you how to move your files from your local Google Workspace account to your DOE Google Workspace account. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go into your DOE account and sign in to your Workspace account. Once you're signed in, you want to go to Shared Drives on the left, and you want to create a new shared drive. I'm going to call this shared drive Shared with my local. I'm going to put a number 1 so that it shows up first. And create. Once you've created it, you're going to want to share it with your local account. So go to Manage Members, and I'm going to put my local account in. I'm going to give myself manager access and send. Say Share Anyway. And now that I've done this, I'm going to want to go to my local account and look at the file structure and recreate that file structure here on my DOE account. So I'm going to minimize this. Going to go to my local account and my drive, and I'm going to see one of my first folders is accounting, and it's owned by me. I'm going to double click into the accounting folder, and I see that I have 2 subfolders, first marking period and second marking period. So then I'm going to go back to my DOE account, and I'm going to create a folder, new folder, and it's going to be called accounting. And then I'm going to create 2 subfolders within it. Click into accounting, new folder, first marking period, and then I will create second marking period. Now that I've recreated the structure, I am going to minimize this, move it to the left, and I'm going to go to my local account, and I'm going to click on my shared drives, and you're going to see shared with my local. When I double click that, you're going to see that the folder is here and the 2 subfolders are there. So now I'm going to go to my drive. I'm going to click on my accounting folder. I'm going to click on first marking period. I'm going to highlight the files that are in that folder, and they're all owned by me. And I'm going to take them and I'm going to drag them into my shared drive. So we'll go down to your shared drive, and it says shared with my local accounting first marking period. And I'm going to drop those files into my first marking period. Then I'm going to go back to my drive, accounting, my second marking period. I'm going to highlight the files in my second marking period, and I'm going to go back down to my shared drive, second marking period, and I'm going to drop those files in. Once you do that, when you go back to your DOE account, and I click into my shared drive, accounting, first marking period, those files will be there. And when you right click on it, you're going to see that the files are owned, they're editor access by your local and your DOE account. So once you do this, you can use any of these documents to post on Google Classroom. So if your students are using their DOE account, you're able then to post on Google Classroom, and they will have access to all of these documents. One thing I want to show you is that you cannot move files that you don't own. So in my local account, here in shared with me, I have a teacher who shared an ELA folder with view only. So here, if I were to recreate in my DOE drive, let's call it right here, shared with my local, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it ELA. And there's my folder. Now I'm going to go back to my local, and I'm going to say I want to grab these 2. I'm going to highlight them, and I want to bring them into my ELA folder. So I'm going to go to Shared Drives, shared with my local, ELA, and I'm going to drop them. And it says couldn't move to shared drive because I am not the owner, somebody else is. Now, if somebody else shared a file with me, and they shared that file, but they gave me edit access, So for example, this I have edit access on. If I go and I highlight these files and I want to bring them to my ELA folder and drop them, couldn't move from shared problem. There was a problem with the items. Okay, because I am not the owner. So let's try it. Let's just try taking my documents here and moving it over to the ELA. Change ownership. Let's grab my file. Change ownership. Now again, let's try to grab the documents that I am not the owner of and move them here. Couldn't move to shared drive. So you need to be the owner of the document in order to move it. I hope this video was helpful and you will be able to move your files to your DOE Workspace account.